Hiya! Welcome to GGKCS, the multi-generational pod. I just practiced this podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross, stitch, and geeky. My name is Cece, and I'm glad you're here today. Today is Sunday, the 8th of November, 2020, and this is Stitch with Me. This is me, episode 30. I'd like to say a big welcome back. Love y'all. To all returning viewers, and a big hiya. To any new viewers, thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. Today I'm going to be working on the Prairie Schooler Baba Black Sheep, which was the pattern was a gift from Michelle Bindi Stitchy, and I'm doing it on 18 count Aida that was dyed pink by Erin the 2 Martini Stitcher. And of course I've changed the colors to make it look better on the pink. This is the first time I have cross-stitched in a week, because I am doing Nanny Swemo, which is National Knit a Sweater in a Month, and it's a spin-off of NaNoWriMo, which is National Write a Novel in a Month, and it is a challenge for you to knit a sweater of at least 50,000 stitches in the month of November. Okay, let me make sure I am on track here. Okay. This is my eighth year to do this challenge, and I have completed it every year. I'm already at over 30,000 stitches. My sweater is going to be a whole lot more than 50,000 stitches, though. If I had to guesstimate, I would say it's probably going to be somewhere around 100,000 stitches. So, but that is my complete focus right now. I am only cross-stitching on this because otherwise there is no FlossTube content for the full-length episodes. So, if you're new here, hi, welcome. On Sundays, I record Stitch With Me videos that are almost always cross-stitch. Last week was knitting, but almost always cross-stitch. And then on Thursdays, our full-length episodes are recorded. And right now, so I've got a 21-year-old kid, Dammy, who is in university. And so they come on only every other week. And then I do the episodes by myself. I do partial episodes on the off weeks. Although they'll be home for a 6-week break starting Thanksgiving week. So we'll see if we can get them to record every week with me. It just depends on what's going on work-wise for them, because they have a standing part-time job. But because of the COVID, yeah. So, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get this uploaded like normal. Our internet is currently out. Apparently there is a power outage somewhere in our area, and our internet's not working, but we have power. So I guess wherever the central hub for this area is for our internet provider, their power is out. So yeah. So fingers crossed, hopefully our internet will be back soon so I can get this uploaded for y'all. So we shall see. But yeah, fun times. Yeah. So it's been a week, you guys. Not you guys. Sorry. My apologies. Sorry. Y'all. Which is so weird because I say y'all all the time. But for some reason I have gotten into the habit of saying you guys when that's not what I want to say. I want to say y'all. It just feels better for me. But sometimes you guys slips out. Okay. So yeah, it has been a week. Lots of emotions and heightened anxiety, and yeah, I don't want this to become like a full-on um, political episode, but I did have, and Dammy as well, did have a very good sense of relief yesterday when the when the decision was made, when the election results were made, and I'm so happy as a person, but also as a woman, to see that there will be a woman in that position of government, where there never has been before. So yeah, so I am having a very much a sense of relief, um, but emotions have been high, very very high this week, and I have been binging a lot of House Hunters and House Hunters International. I just needed mindless TV, while I was working on my Nanny Swimmo sweater, just to, I didn't need anything intense. I didn't need anything um, like most of my normal TV. Um, I did watch some of my normal TV, but for the most part, I binged. I binged. Oh, you know what? I think I made a mistake. I did. I started that over one stitch over from where I should have. So we will pull that out. So yeah, I've been binging a lot of House Hunters, and I've loved seeing they did quite a few episodes, because I just watched it on Hulu. We get Hulu for free with our mobile phone service. Okay, let's make sure I'm getting this in the right spot, y'all. Yes. Okay. And then my needle falls out. Yeah, I've just been like just letting it play whatever episodes it played. Um, there have been a lot of tiny houses, and it's been so cool. I've loved seeing all the tiny house options. I would adore living in a tiny house. So many of the ones I had seen previous to this binge watch, have all had the sleeping lofts, that you accessed via a ladder, which is not my cup of tea. But the several of them that I've seen during this binge have had either been all, they've had ones that are all on the ground floor. Okay, let me see where I need to. Okay. Have been all on the ground floor, or they've had stairs up to the sleeping loft. I mean, there's been ones too with the ladders and all that. But I was like, oh, that is amazing. I totally could do that. So, who knows? It would be amazing. I would love to live in a smaller place. Where I'm fairly minimal in life. Um, the stuff that I do have the most of is crafting stuff. So, but I still don't actually have a ton of crafting stuff. I mean, most of my crafting stuff fits in this cabinet right behind me. So, and by reorganizing it a little bit, I could make all of my crafting stuff fit in there. So, yeah, that would be amazing. Let's see, what else has happened this week? I was saddened to see the news, well, of course, that Sean Connery had passed away. I really do enjoy his work, and so that was very saddening. And then I saw just a little bit ago that Alex Trebek, the host of Jeopardy, had passed away, and he's been he's been sick for a while with cancer. So yeah, it's just, we have lost a lot of people, both in the public eye as well as because of this COVID this year, or other health issues this year. Yeah, it's not been easy, and it's, we've had to grieve in different ways because, with the rules and regulations that are in place, not able to have, the normal type of memorial, funeral, whatever, service that we typically would be expected because of needing to be social distance and all that. And so it's definitely been, that's just another layer of grief, because you're not being able to grieve with those that you normally would be able to. So, yeah. Let me think. What else? Dammy. So back in the spring, Dammy was cast as the lead in a play at their university. Dammy is a theater student studying theater, and then the COVID happened, and they weren't able to do the play. And they had rescheduled it for this autumn, and the COVID still is happening, so they couldn't do it the way that they normally would do the play. So instead, this past week, every night they've been having Zoom rehearsals, workshopping with both the director as well as the playwright, the person who wrote the play, and they have modified it to be able to do kind of a reading of it tomorrow night, Monday night. And so I'm looking forward to being able to watch them, even though it's not how it was supposed to be. I'm excited to that they get to do it to some extent, and I know that's going to be special for Dammy and their fellow actors, even though it's not what they expected it to be. So that has been, Dammy's been super busy with that this week. And then tomorrow night is the reading. So I'm excited about that for this week. I'm looking at the calendar on the wall. Oh, remember, was it a couple weeks ago or something that I was talking to y'all about calendars and planners and all of that? I did. I don't know if I've said this or not. You guys, y'all, everything in life is just running together. And it's like, I don't know where I have said one thing or another. So I could be completely repeating myself to y'all. It's just life. It's just what it is. I did go to Barnes & Noble. They had completely reorganized the store since the last time I had been there. Because the last time I had been in there was probably February or March. Because that's where my knitting group met. Was in the cafe at Barnes & Noble. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this one goes on top of here. Okay. So they had completely redone the store, so I had to even figure out where where the calendars were, but I bought this hysterical wall calendar called Bad Cat, and like people like submit pictures of their cats, and they put fun captions with them, and so I'm excited about that. So why am I telling you all that? Oh, because I was looking at the calendar on the wall. Yeah, the other than Dammy's play thing tomorrow night. Other than that, it's going to be just a pretty normal week of work and school and continuing to knit my nanny Somo sweater. I'm having issues with it's because it's in this color work section that I'm working on. So if you've seen on social media or when I did last week's episode, this sweater is knit from the top down. And it is knit as a sweater, and then I will cut the fabric to make it into a cardigan. But it has like this big section of a solid color, and mine's pink there. Doesn't surprise you, I know. And then underneath that, it uses the colors I'm using are natural, so an undyed yarn, and then this charcoal black yarn that I dyed to do 3 rows of Sinister Cats. And I'm having issues in this colorwork section with my fingertips going numb. So I'm having to like stop very often, especially now I've got over 500 stitches on the needle. I'm having to stop and like wake up my fingers and all of that. But once I get through this colorwork section, it's just back to just knitting with one color, and I should be fine. It's just the color work and how I'm having to hold. Most color work in knitting is only 2 colors per row, and this had about half a dozen rows that were 3 colors per row, and that was rough on the hands. So I'm looking forward to getting through this color work so that I can hopefully get back to knitting a little bit faster, because knitting just one color in the round is much faster for me. But I've just got to get through this color work. So I think I have I'm over halfway through it. I think I have about 12 rows left, and they are all just 2 color rows. So we'll see how much I can get through today after I finish recording this, and get it edited, and hopefully uploaded if the internet starts working again. Yeah, so that will be my focus for the week, is work, school, and sweater. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. So how about we do some stuff out of this 300 writing prompts book that I got at Barnes & Noble. And I got it because I thought I was going to journal with it, and then I haven't. I've just used it on these episodes. Okay, so let's start with, as a kid, what job did you dream you would have as an adult? What job do you have now? As a kid, whenever I was asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, it was a mom. I wanted to be a mom. That was my job of choice, and that's what happened. Dammy is now 21, and so yeah, it's been such a blessing to be their mama, and yeah. So I homeschooled Dammy for almost all of their schooling, and the only point where they did go to school was when I was a hospital chaplain, which was a career that I came to, later. But I got very sick while I was doing it, and ended up in a wheelchair and was not able to continue that work, and then was back home with Dammy. I have done various, work from home jobs over the years. It's not as active as it was at one point, but, Dammy and I have designed knitwear patterns and have published 3 books together, and all of that. Um, okay. And now I still do that. I don't release very many patterns anymore. I've released 2 patterns this year, and that was about a week and a half ago. I released those 2. Um, but I currently work about 10 hours a week from home for a fiber mill that processes primarily alpaca and wool into either roving for you to spin either with a spinning wheel or a drop spindle, or into yarn. And the yarn I'm using for my Nanny Swimo sweater is yarn from the mill. And the mill is actually about an hour away from where I live, but I work from home and I do all the administrative stuff. So I have the business phone and it's answered only during business hours, which is about 10 hours a week. I answer all the emails. I do the invoicing. I do the social media. Yeah, so I do all that stuff from home. And then I've also gone back to school after 11 years out of school, just this autumn. And I am studying to become an ASL, American Sign Language interpreter. So that is kind of my job right now, is the mill and school. Hold on, I'm trying to get this in there. After I finish studying, it would be amazing if I could continue to work from home and do interpreting that way. But, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. And, okay, hold on. All these lines start running together on the pattern. Okay, so we will go that way and up and around. Okay, I'm almost to the tail, right here of the sheep. So, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. So that is my job. That is what I do. Plus the podcast, FlossTube, and a little bit of work with the knitwear design business called Java Pearl Designs. So that is me. Okay, let's see. What's another one? What is something you would like to see invented that would make your life easier? And I know I've talked about this before on A Stitch With Me. If we could get the whole Star Trek transporter thing to happen, that would make my life so much easier. We haven't seen family in 7 years because we were in Scotland for 4 years, and traveling is expensive to travel internationally, to come back to the States. And then now we live up here in the Pacific Northwest, which traveling is expensive from here down to Texas and Louisiana where our families live. My bestie lives in England, so the ability to transport and be able to get to somewhere very, very quickly, and I think I also last time when I did talk about this last time, I talked about it on here, talked about the benefits it would be to not having to have cars. So that would help with the climate and pollution and all of that. So, climate, that's not the right word. Well, I guess it does affect the climate, pollution and just all the stuff of our world that is so damaged. So yeah, that would be amazing. Amazing. Okay, let's see if there's another quick one. All of these are like really in-depth ones. Maybe I'll just stop there. I'm at 25 minutes already of recording. So by the time I tell y'all goodbye, we'll be at about half an hour. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining me here this week. I know it was kind of a ramble, but you know, it is what it is. If you want to find us online, you can find everything at ggkcs.com. That is our website, and there you will find links to everywhere we are online. You know, primarily Instagram. That's our social media of choice, but our Facebook group. And you have to answer the 3 questions. Our cat's named Pink. Who's the mama? CC me, and read the rules and agree to join. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, etc. All that. You can find all the links to that on our website. As well as the show notes for everything we discuss in, you know, that I discuss here, as well as our full-length episodes. And, you know, I know that there are still a lot of emotions with the election, and, you know, almost half of the country that voted did not vote for the winner. And so there are lots of emotions there. There are emotions for those who won and those who lost, and I hope that we can make a systemic change that is going to be positive for our entire country. Okay, hold on. I got to see where I'm at. Okay, right here is where we start the stuff for the tale. So, you know, let's be kind. Let's be kind to each other. Let's be safe. Let's continue to wear our masks. We're still in a pandemic. And, you know, let's work to continue to make change and to make the world that we live in a better place. Because until we do that, life's just going to continue to be very difficult for lots and lots of people. So, okay. Well, with that, I'm going to tell you goodbye. I hope that you have a great week ahead. Again, remember to stay safe, stay healthy, wear your masks, take care of those you love, reach out to those maybe that you haven't checked on in a bit to make sure they're safe, and healthy, and keep crafting, because I know that's what's keeping me sane right now. So until the end of the week, I will be back with you for a full-length episode, and until then, happy crafting, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.